the city of Zomba, with the Zomba Plateau rising above it. After 25 years, I am back where, as a primatologist, I came to study blue monkeys. Now, in the company of filmmaker Amanda Walden, I am gathering footage for a dance drama music project called High Plateau. This is the silhouette of a blue monkey, and this hut is where I lived for nearly 9 months during my study, fetching my water from this stream. Blue monkey country is concentrated in the northwest of the plateau, in the area around Chingwe's Hole, in the montane forest clothing the stream valleys and the ravines of the escarpment. The montane forest is able to keep its leaves and remain evergreen during the long dry winter because of the mist that regularly bathes it. During the 9 months of my study, the Zomba Plateau sometimes seemed so like the upland plateau of Dartmoor I'd left behind, with its domes of igneous rock and its large bouldered outcrops. Returning to the plateau 25 years later, it is good to see that the monkeys are still here, with groups occupying the forest very much in their former configuration. Looking around at the plantations too, where there used to be brown tops in profusion, there are now none to be seen. The Pinus taida and Cupressus lusitanica plantations have all been felled, and, true to my prediction, the major plantation species Pinus patula stands undamaged. I heaved a huge sigh of relief when I saw this. Possibly the reason why Pinus patula remains undamaged is that blue monkeys actually seem to enjoy eating the needles of this pine, which means when they find themselves in the patula, they have something to graze on. The Pinus patula tree may be regarded by some as a weed, but ironically it has played a part in saving the blue monkey here. The montane evergreen forest on the Zomba Plateau is special. It is part of the Afro-Montane Forest Archipelago, which covers sub-Saharan Africa, wherever the mountains rise high enough to emerge from the hotter and often drier vegetation zones below.
Gold moonlight glimmered on the leaves of African holly.
With the bouncing, which is the swinging of the hips right to left, and still bouncing, so we're bouncing and swinging our hips, and our hands will start going, so we begin to whoa, well, it goes to the right first, so it's like that. Oh, lovely. I like it. Baby, you're doing too much. Just yeah.
Finally, my text is integrated with the dance and music, here in the dream scene.
It was the most important figure I met during my time in Malawi. A big chief, down from the forestry department, only a long way. For nearly 20 minutes, standing face to face in the blistering sun, he quizzed me on what I was doing, what I'd found out, how it helped them to solve their problem. The blue monkey is a beautiful animal, and no one wants to shoot it. But we need a solution quickly. There's a big problem on Zomba with damage.
Yes, I know the pitfalls. I, like you, grew up in England and came out to an Africa where being English was something of a password. Even more so in the wake, perhaps, of independence than before it. To deny that privilege, and how it has helped us, would be dishonest, but, and this I have learned through bitter experience, to depend on it is to breed resentment in the ones who grant it. My hand forced by events, I turned my eyes from the Western world and began the long neglected task of training Africans. It is they, in the end, who determine whether the project I set up continues. The white man, and the white woman also, come and go from this place as it suits their lives, but the Africans, through war and drought, through famine and disease, they remain.
And what about the monkeys?
You won't see them in the mix.
I mean, you've hardly mentioned them. What's it like to see a blue monkey?
I was getting round to it.
You promised me something special, something that would change my mind about the morality of what you're doing.
Have you never broken a promise? I can't control the weather.
If these monkeys are destroying the tops of these timber trees and stripping the bark, how can you justify protecting them? Timber is scarce here. The government can't afford to import it. Why should Malawians go without building materials for schools and hospitals so a few Westerners like you can get a glimpse of a pest species through binoculars.
So you want me to suggest to the forestry department that they shoot all the blue monkeys?
Why not if it would save more lives?
As a pragmatic answer, when they tried that in Kenya and the Andes, shooting merely increased the damage.
So what is the answer then?
Get people to value the monkeys. The damage they do is localised, and it's minimal in the scheme of things. The good they could do as a sacred animal at the heart of a holy forest is boundless.
I knew you were mad. So, what's it like to meet a blue monkey? I'm intrigued.
Stir a pool beneath a tree. Within the spray, spirits dancing, lent for a while to me. The sun is in her pupils glancing, and she goes scattered out in foam. I stay so long that when my eyes are trained again unto the mountain, its very center seems to